So in this episode, I'm going to show you what I did to install a 110 power system permanently on the layout. So let's get inside. Howdy train fans, welcome back to the Chattanooga Southern Railroad. If you've been following my channel, you know that my background is engineering and I'm a planner, right? One of the things I wanted to do in addition to doing the DCC and the LCC is I wanted to put in a dedicated 110 volt power distribution system for the layout. Like many of you, I'm sure you probably have an extension cord running over to your layout, especially if you have a smaller layout and maybe if you have one that's modular or that you move around from time to time. It's nice to have that flexibility. But I wanted something that was dedicated to this layout, mainly to my 4x8 section, so that if for whatever reason, we never know what's going to happen in the future, I can disconnect the other pieces of this, and if I've only got room for the 4x8 layout, that's still fully functional with the DCC, with the LCC. So that being said, I'm going to walk you through the parts and pieces that I used to build this. This isn't a showing you how I'm doing it, but just what I did. Okay, and so hopefully you get some tips and ideas for your own layout. And like anything else, you may say, I ain't doing it that, and that's perfectly fine. So with that, let me show you where we started, which is the back of the layout. So my power distribution system starts back here at the back of the layout. Above me here is my collier yard, or my hidden staging yard. That's the 1 foot wide. And this is where I've been plugging in my layout. And so what you'll see here is I have what is commonly referred to as an RV port, 110 port, and I'll put a picture of it from Amazon up there on the screen so that you can see exactly what I bought. And so what this allows me to do, it also has a cover for it, so if I don't want dust and dirt to get into it, I don't have it. I can avoid that. Most of the time I keep this open like so, and then what it allows me to do is take the female end of an extension cord and plug it into my layout, and I can use whatever outlet that's handy to get power over the layout. But once I've plugged it in here, that distribution system then takes the power up to the front of the layout where all my DCC, LCC, lighting, all that equipment resides. So let's follow the path. So here we are underneath the layout. What you see right there is the RV outlet that I installed. I bored a hole into a 1x4 and mounted it to the cross member there, and so that gives me a good sturdy mounting plate. And what you'll notice if you buy one of these is that doesn't have a pigtail or anything in it. And so I went out and bought a 10-foot long extension cord, black, and you can see it here, and it runs all the way the length, all the way down here to this other end. And so what I did was, this cable comes in and comes into a 110 electrical switch box, which has, you'll see here, a switch, right? This is a rocker style switch. You could do a lever type or whatever floats your boat. I'm just going with the black theme because this will eventually have a fascia plate on it. But I can turn this on, okay, and you kind of heard my DCC and other system come on. But then that power comes back out of that box right there and into this power strip, okay? This power strip now becomes the distribution node for any 110 power. And you can see I've got my DCC, my LCC, and a couple other things. I think that other device is the Wi-Fi throttle for Digitrax. And so this is working out beautifully because it also gives me a couple more points to plug in 110. If I want to plug in a tool or things like that, I can do that while I'm working on the layout. You'll notice that I've used some screw-mounted clamps along the way. You might be able to see the one way down there to get that cable mounted up and out of the way. I did have to cut both plugs off of either end. Couple tips I will tell you if you're going to do this. These electrical cable or these extension cords are typically done with stranded cable. Okay, so when you go to make those connections into the RV terminal down here, but also into this electrical box for the light switch, you're going to want to tin the ends of those wires all the way the length. Like I cut off a full inch, I think, of sheathing, tinned it, and then bent it into position to go around the screw terminals on that light switch. So anyway, there's my power distribution system. So there you have the basic distribution system and the parts and pieces that I used to build this. And again, the beauty of this is that all that power distribution comes up over here to this left-hand side. I can reach over, turn the power on, and once it does that, it fires up the Digitrax command station. It boots up the what will become the LCC. It is the LCC power supply, and the distribution for that, I haven't done anything with that. This is for another topic, another day, but I love the fact that everything is right here, ready to go. I got one switch, turn it on, and everything fires up for me. And eventually my lighting system over top of the layout will be tied into this, into that switch as well, in the LCC system here. So moving along, I really needed to get this done before I started putting fascia up. I realized that the other day that I really didn't want to be crawling in and around and under the fascia. So with that, hope that was helpful. We'll see you all down the tracks. Bye.